The first thing I'm going to do is run Claude on command line. I'm just going to open terminal and go ahead and do that because I want to make sure that my MCE MCP configuration file has been installed and is connected. So the first thing it's going to ask me is if I can access this folder locally, which I'll say yes. And then I have the config file set up, so I'm just going to ask it to So now what it's asking me to do is to open this URL in the browser, and that'll allow me to authenticate myself in my Marketing Cloud Engagement Learning environment. So you open up a new window, I'll copy paste this. It should route me to Okay. As you can see, my authentication has been successful. I will go ahead and log into Marketing Cloud anyway, just to have that window open on this. Okay, as you can see here on the left-hand side, once the MCP server is authenticated and connected, it will give you all the list of the tools that you can utilize. I'm going to make this a little bit larger, and I've asked it to build out a set of objects for me in Marketing Cloud Engagement via a set of user stories that I have in an Excel file. So I'll show you what my Excel file looks like. This was provided by the client. So this is the spreadsheet that I'm going to load. There's several user stories in it, as you can see here. So I'll provide that. As you can see here, Claude has been able to provide for me production-ready artifacts. Now, some folks may say, why would you even ask it to do this? I particularly like to do it this way so that I have files that I can validate against. Obviously, you can produce a QA plan for me, but I just like to have these handy as well. It shows me the work that it's done for me. So we have here the email builds, the actual HTMLs, and then the configuration files, so the full journey flow and the journey configuration via a JSON file, content builder, dynamic context, so that has the dynamic content block rules, folder structure, asset naming, the actual templates, the Automation Studio jobs. So Automation Studio, I don't know if you guys know, but that's kind of like our ETL tool. So you'll run your SQL, your injection into Journey Builder in there as well. There's SQL files to do our staging, and then there was also a direct mail component to this where they would be passing customers who would be eligible for direct mail through Marketing Cloud, and then we could send that information over to their vendor to process. It also gave me a deployment book, runbook. So what I'm going to do is actually switch over to command. All right, it says it's ready. And then I just wanted to list out what it can do. So as I mentioned previously, there was a deployment runbook that was developed in my previous Claude session via AI Expert Suite. So I'm going to ask it to deploy it. Now keep in mind, I'm fairly new to this, so I'm sure there's a better way to execute this. All right, so it took a look at my runbook and it saw that there was some flagged items. So for the sake of this demo, what we're going to do is we will try to deploy the DE and automations only. Actually, I'd like it to do everything. Let's just be risky. It's a demo learning environment. All right, quick update. It's been about 10-15 minutes. I've asked it for an ETA. It's built out the data extensions, and now it's working on Content Builder. All right, guys, I'm back. It's been a couple of hours. I've had to re-authenticate a couple times because I've been stepping away and coming back to my desk. But Claude was able to deploy everything. So I can walk you through here that the full AFI onboarding journey v3 was deployed into my MID, which is this Hunzi's Enterprises parent ID in marketing cloud engagement. It also deployed all of the content builder emails, the journey builder journeys, the automations, and it gave me a couple of items that need to be resolved in regards to cloud pages, a data extract to the direct mail vendor. I also asked it to summarize for me what it's deployed. Also keep in mind, as I was coming back and forth to my desk, I was asking it for an ETA, and it would give me ETA and status in terms of like what it was working on, how long it would take for some things to build, and to come back in 15 minutes for an update. So what we did today was we did 3 journey builder builds, 5 SQL queries, 10 automation studio automations, and it explained here how we executed it, and it's walked through what we did in our prior sessions. I kept asking it to give me a more modified list of what we built out for the demo purposes so you guys can see like an actual list. Keep in mind this is probably super small on your screens, but I wanted to show you the extent of the items that we have. And then as you can see on the right hand side, I have the Marketing Cloud Engagement platform open, and I can show you what has been built So as you can see here, a timestamp of 5 p.m. Eastern, so the data extensions for OAJ, that's the onboarding. All those data extensions were created. In terms of content, as it loads, you can see here it's built out the email creatives. So let's go into thank you, and let's take a look at what it's got here. It has AmpScript, which is our proprietary scripting language in MCE. It even has imagery. It has links, a footer. Obviously, these are all been built. You go in, modify, but pretty cool because start to finish implementation of this sort could take weeks for all these components. Now, let's go into Automation Studio, which is where we stage our data prior to injection into Journey Builder. And as you can see here, all of the different automations have been set up to stage the data. These couple look like they are for direct mail. This is a 6-hour refresh, an engagement sync, holdout, new customer audience, returning customer, suppressions. It's fantastic. Again, as you are building, utilizing any AI tools, go in and validate everything. It's not going to be 100%, but it's a fantastic start. And as you can see here, I have my different journeys. Let's go into new customer and so see what we've got built. I can already see here that the email activities need to be replaced because they're not populating, but we have a data extension. It's even provided me some sample records. It has wait steps, engagement splits. So this is, again, a fantastic start.